Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have my lovely and trusted Sophia with me. She's adorable. She has teeth though, so you gotta watch out for that. But it is lovely to see you guys again, and well, today I thought I would share a fact really. I keep hearing about this thing called holidays, and I know I've done one before, and a video about it, and the difference between, the US and the UK when it comes to holidays. But I'm 45 years old, and I've never been on a holiday. I swear I've never been on a holiday before. It's the freakiest thing. I don't know. I don't even know what it's like. I hear that it's very stressful. And I hear that it can be a lot of fun. And I hear a lot of people go to Spain or Florida. That's what I hear about the most. Now, I don't know if that's true, but, that's what I hear. And what I hear from really good people. And those really good people, they all tell me that. And it's wonderful news, and I'm curious, so we'll see. Maybe I'll go there one day. I don't know. I lived in America, yes, never made it to Florida. Just seemed a little too hot, but I don't know. Maybe there's something there I missed. Maybe you guys can tell me about it. You think? Be kind of neat. Now Spain, I did happen to notice that it was 38 Celsius yesterday, and the inner part of me curled up and started going, no! So I'd say that would be a no, we're not going on vacation there. Or holiday, however you want to put it. I believe the two are pretty much the same thing, really. I honestly don't know why there are two different words, vacation and holiday. I will actually have to go look that up. There has to be a decipherable difference. I don't know. But yeah, I will tell you, when I was in the Air Force and I was trying to get stationed in places, they would give you'd have your first choice and your second and then your third, and I think it went all the way down to your fifth choice. And then if you couldn't get any of those choices, then the government would make the choice for you. Well, I did get my first choice, and oh gosh, I really regret it. I really wish I hadn't signed that and put it down. So I went off to Alamogordo, New Mexico, and I was stationed in a base where they were doing work with the stealth bomber. Whoa, funky looking thing, I'll tell you. But, out there it was beautiful. But it wasn't quite what I hoped it would be. Where I really wanted to go was Iceland. I wanted to go to Keflavik, Iceland. And I thought, wouldn't that be the most amazing vacation or holiday? Sorry, I keep saying vacation. I think that's what people in America call it, is vacation instead of holiday. Actually, I can yeah, it's true, because when I was growing up, there were a lot of holiday takers that would go to the state park around about where I was growing up, and they would always say they were on holidays. And for us, a holiday was a government mandated holiday. So we had that particular day off, and it was because there was something we were celebrating. So yeah, it's a little different. But we would have there would be German tourists, and they were all on holiday, and my gosh, did they bring out interesting swimwear. When you live out in the middle of nowhere and you see German tourists pulling out Speedos, I think, it's a little different than what you're used to seeing. Because I was used to being around people that were a little more insecure, and they would wear the biggest, bulkiest swimwear that they could think of and hide underneath it. And you know, you'd have these tourists that would show up, and they were just completely confident in a Speedo, and it was like, wow, okay. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do with this video as I'm talking is I can tell you about some of the places that I know that are cool, and maybe in the feedback you can give me an idea of some cool places that are maybe a little closer to home to start, like somewhere in England. Besides, I mean, I know, I remember a couple of the places you're recommending. I've already got them down. I believe one was Whitby, but I can tell you, if you are going to go to Texas, go to Austin. Trust me, beautiful town. And they have Barton Creek Pool. I think it might be Barton Creek or Barton Springs Pool. I think it's Barton Springs. You have to forgive me. It's been about 12, 13 years since I've been there. So again, please forgive me. I might have got it wrong, but I believe it's Barton Springs. And it's cool, and it's gorgeous clear water, and it stays one temperature pretty much year round. It's really nice, and they have all those trees overhanging on the outside of it, and it's just beautiful. I love it, and the lawns and everything. Oh, and you have the Austin Botanical Gardens, so you can go look at like Japanese gardens and all these different kinds of things, and it's eye candy. It's beautiful. Because at the same place, you'll also find the rose gardens. And I don't mean like a little rose garden. I mean, you go in through a gate and you walk, and it looks like about an acre of roses and rose bushes and every imaginable color. It was amazing. It was the most beautiful, like, thing I had ever seen, and everybody of every kind of denomination would always go there, and just, it was really beautiful watching people come together just to admire the beauty of the flowers. They were just so stunning. I don't know, I really just enjoyed that kind of stuff. And you know, they have really interesting shops, of course. They have, unless they've closed down, they had a trifecta of shops. One of them was a piercing place, one was for tattoos, and one was for fetish gear. Real fun. I learned some things, believe me. But they had some really pretty corsets there, and they had some really beautiful shoes, and oh, believe me, go to Austin, Texas. Just trust me on this, okay? Trust me. Tell them Kitty sent you. Go to Elysium nightclub. Go dancing. Enjoy yourself. Seriously. You'll find every kind of music there you could possibly imagine. I do remember, I'm going to leave Texas now. I'm going back to Spain in my mind. I do remember when I was little, there was this set of steps, and it was nighttime, and my parents weren't too far away, but they were looking the other way, and there were some steps, and you could see the ocean like lapping up on the bottom of the stairs. So I remember like climbing down a couple of steps, being very careful, and I just let my feet dangle in the water a little bit, but it was so cool. It was nighttime, it was quiet, it was just the ocean sounds. That's my favorite time, really, is nighttime, when it's quiet and there's not so many people around. I mean, you know, you'll see things moving around in the dark that you won't see anywhere else. Like, we have 3 stags the other day. They went walking down in a long row, straight down our road. It was the coolest thing. And then we had a hedgehog. And honestly, I didn't even notice him because he was moving so surreptitiously, just little bitty bits at a time. When I did notice him, I started to talk to him. I talk to little creatures. I don't know or expect them to speak in return, but I guess I anthropomorphize them a bit because they're just so cute. My favorite, though, are snails. I think snails are adorable. They have their own little house. I mean, come on. They're cute. And slugs, not my favorite, but they're kind of like snails that are homeless. Even though I know they're not the same thing, it's how I look at them. And I remember actually, I had to walk to meet my partner, and this is many years ago. And on the walk to meet her at work, it was kind of traumatic because every other step was crunch. And I knew I was stepping on a snail. And it was awful and I hated it, but I knew I couldn't avoid it, so I had to get over it. You know, you can't get traumatized by something that is inevitably going to happen. Sometimes you just have to draw the line and go, okay, I'm gonna deal with this. Fine. And actually, one thing that both my partner and I have done, we save bees. Speaking of which, I'm sure you've noticed in my hair, this is a little bee I got off of Etsy. And it was crocheted by hand, and it's adorable. I love this little bee. But one time I found it was a little bee, and you could see it was struggling on the ground right next to the road. And so I don't want to get stung, obviously, because I have problems with that. Bee stings and I don't get along, but I had to help the little guy, I had to. So I found a flower, and I said, look, you don't sting me, you climb on the flower, I'll put you somewhere cool, and I'll see if I can't find something for you for food. Whether he understood me or not, I don't know, but he did not sting me. And I kind of wove a little bit of like grass and flowers into like a little nest basket thing, and I let him climb into it. I found a flower with some dew on it still, because it was early in like the day, and fortunately I found some. I don't know how that ended, but I do know that I saved him, so at least for a little while. I mean, their lives are so short as it is, and I don't know, I couldn't help it. You just see that little bee, and I was like, oh, you poor thing. So, yeah, it's the kind of weird stuff I do. But, yeah, so you guys tell me, where do you like to go on holiday? And where would you recommend that's not hot? I don't do heat very well, even though the two places I would love to go to are very hot. But I just know how I get. When it gets really hot, I get irritable and grouchy, and it's not pleasant. But I've always wanted to go to Turkey, and also wanted to go to India. Obviously, I don't want to go right now. I know they're having some issues. And Turkey, I'm diabetic, but damn it, that Turkish delight. Ooh, with the pistachios or with the coconut. Ooh. I don't know. It's tempting, like maybe get one or two and then, not go crazy, which I'm quite capable of. But man, I love Turkish delight. My gosh, is nummy. I can completely see why they called it that too. You? Oh, that's another thing. That's a dessert that I discovered while I lived over here. So, I know it exists. I know other people in America have it, but I never had Turkish delight until I moved here. So yeah, thought that was pretty cool info. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to think if I ever went anywhere else on vacation that I really liked. I know that, let me think. I know that we did live in Scotland for a couple of years, and I really loved it there. And I'm almost positive there are some really amazing, bewitching, beautiful places in Scotland. I would love to, go on vacation there at some point too. Because my family name there is actually Campbell. So, and when I actually asked questions to my parents about, my family there, she wasn't forthcoming, and she told me that they were all crazy. I don't see a problem with that, but, so, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go before the sun starts to rise and it starts to get really hot today, but hopefully I can get these out today. I'll talk to you guys later. If you are LGBTQ, again, this is a safe place and a safe space, I meant to say, but you're more than welcome here. And if there's any problems, please tell me about it, okay? And to everybody else, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate you for sticking around. Thank you. And if you know anybody that might like what I'm saying, or I don't know, might like my hair accessories, ask them to subscribe. Come check me out. Be kind of cool. Because I would love to make more friends and get to know more people in all of the UK, Wales and Scotland, Northern, Southern Ireland. Yes, please. But until next time, see you later. Kisses.